Doing something. I believe we are live. We're going to go ahead
I
and
gotta go
share
fix
this
it.
screen.
Something keeps cutting out.
I cannot
We are
share my
we
screen.
are live.
It's
We are live and
fantastic.
being live.
Welcome, everyone, to the latest episode of the Man Event. This is episode 9. We're actually going live for the very first time on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. A little simulcast, as the kids would call it.
Love it. Here we go.
We've got the Chief strolling in. I think, Matt, do you have a pair of binoculars you can look and see if you can find him? Oh, there they are. You're looking for yourself now
There he
because
is.
you're the one that's late.
Where's everybody at?
So what do we got on tap this
Technical
week?
difficulties.
Well-
What's on tap this week, guys?
We had the Tiger Slam, the Phil and Tiger and Brady.
Are you
And
guys watching this?
Well,
by the
we
way,
got a few
Peyton.
things to talk about.
it's fantastic. I mean, first of all, it's sports. Secondly, it's two of the biggest personalities in the world with Brady and Manning.
yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, and by the way, it makes me feel good.
Whoa,
Golf.
he is way behind.
I feel like I can hang with these guys.
Oh, so you think you can play like Brady and Manning? Because I know you can't play like Tiger or Phil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Listen. So how
No,
about
no, not those two.
how about Brady shipping in from the fairway and splitting out his pants?
Yeah,
I mean, that was great. That was great TV.
he did it
any way
in
you look at
style
it.
though.
I gotta. Yeah, Peyton's off the cuff comments are just about. I mean, fantastic. He had one comment about the cameraman was going to give some advice, and he's like, "Oh, he's a Tampa fan, so he's not going to listen to him." You know, trying to help Tom out was the inference there. But just his quick wit, man, and he's a little bit dry. He's very funny.
Yeah, like he seems like the type of guy like I'd actually like to hang out with.
Yeah,
You know, maybe even have a couple drinks, play some golf. Like, listen, I'm all about Tom Brady being QB1 in Tampa, but he just seems kind of boring. I mean, like,
yeah, like kind of like the old adage for Tiger was the same thing. The
Tom,
course
if you're
looks
going back-
good. I feel good. My swing feels good. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of meat there.
Yeah, I mean, Tom, if you go back and you watch the replay and you invite me to play around the golf, I'll still come.
Yeah, I'm not turning that down because there is a chance that Giselle will be there.
Yeah.
So we're looking for your comments, looking for your input. We're just going to sit here and we're going to talk about the things we've got planned out. We're definitely going to talk about what's wrong, Maddie. What was on our list, Level?
So lined up, we got
I'm
we got
just
the COVID-19 golf match going on. I'm sure as long as that's planned, we're gonna have some things to say. I've got it on the TV here to my left. Man, we have a new short coming up that we are going to be dropping the second week of June, boot camp day. You are not going to want to miss this short. Listen, the NHL and the NBA have had some talk about their returns. Both pretty interesting scenarios. Listen, I don't know about you. I got a couple things to say about e-learning, and I know that is probably not a subject that's welcome with some of my mates here on the call. But then the last thing too, and if we get to all of this stuff, but tonight starts a new 30 for 30 with ESPN. If you watch the 10 episodes of The Last Dance about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, which was absolutely amazing, tonight they kick off the rise and fall of Lance Armstrong.
And I heard they did just sign Tom Brady, a deal with Tom Brady to do a similar franchise, dynasty, whatever you want to call it, a 10-part series on the Patriots and their most recent dynasty. That's a done deal also.
Which is now over.
Yeah, exactly. That is over. New dynasty starts in Tampa Bay, if you will. But the NHL, you brought the NHL. That is supposed to be pretty much a done deal. The players voted on that. They're ready to roll. I've heard some rumors about baseball starting up by the 4th of July. A little Independence Day birthday present for me. I think that would be fantastic.
Right, Pooh Bear, happy birthday.
We may not see any fans in the stands, but at least we'll get something on the television to watch, some competition. But NHL, I think that's a fantastic move, and I think it's going to be more of a domino effect as you see one league start to make plans and develop a footprint, if you will, to move forward with their seasons. You're going to see the other leagues fall in line.
Yeah. So the NHL, their plan looks to be they're going to do this all in Vegas.
Really?
So that's the way I read it. So
Did not see that.
So I'm assuming, like, they're talking all of the training, practices or whatever, and the games would all be in Vegas. So I'm assuming there's enough arenas in that area that they can pull this thing off. But essentially, what I read was that they would come back for like a mini playoff, right? So they're going to expand the number of teams that would
I heard 24. I heard 24.
Yeah, 24 teams. They're going to do like all of the top seeds would get a bye, and they're going to do like a round robin tournament to essentially reseed the field. And then they would go into their normal playoff structure.
I like that. Only problem I have with that is the fact, nobody's in shape. Nobody's in game shape to do all that. For a selfish standpoint on that with the Lightning, they were rolling going into the playoffs. They did have some injuries, especially with.
Now we're going to have Stamkos healthy.
Exactly. Well, Steven Stamkos, arguably their best player, should be healthy right about now. So if he's back and running, ready to go.
Well, hold on, Pooh Bear. Your comment about the players not being in game shape.
Right.
That's on them. I mean, they
Of
knew
course.
there was going to be a season at some point, right?
Of course, but you still have a
So you telling me these guys have been sitting on their couch eating bonbons like you and I?
I think some may have. But I think even more, they've all been working out. They've all been, staying in shape. But being on the ice for the whatever it is, they don't even play for 60. I mean, they play 60 minutes, but their time on the ice, they're playing, 1.5, 2 minute shifts at a time. That kind of cardiovascular exertion has not been happening with these guys. The ice rinks have been closed down. They're not coming over to the Brandon Ice Forum to work out. Yeah, you may be lifting weights or doing your normal isometric exercises or yoga or Pilates or whatever they're doing. Alex Killorn's been out there riding around his jet ski visiting people on Bayshore. Which is fantastic, by the way. I love it, but that's not the same as an actual game.
Not for nothing, but me and the Chief have been keeping it tight. We've been keeping it tight. You're telling me these world-class athletes have not been keeping it tight, and Cliff and I are showing up for boot camp at 5 a.m.?
Yeah, well, you know what? Your boot camp does not equate to an NHL game.
Okay.
Well, apparently we might be playing a little bit more than an NHL game.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're just saying they're out there for 5-6 minutes at a time. We're going for 45, 50 minutes nonstop.
No, they're going for only 2 minutes at a time, and I'm pretty certain.
They might be calling me for some pads.
I'm pretty certain that their 2 minute shift is a lot more vigorous than whatever it is you guys are doing.
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna find out on Saturday.
I hope I do. I hope I do.
I am definitely looking forward to that on Saturday.
Next Saturday, Cliff. Is it this Saturday or it's next Saturday?
Coming up.
It is this Saturday.
2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah,
No,
Right,
1 week from yesterday.
next Saturday.
6 days.
Oh. I thought we were doing this on June 6th or something.
No, we're doing this in 6 days, buddy.
Okay, well, okay. Listen, I'm ready to go.
We just need to get our what's her name, Ashley, on board.
Oh,
Boom.
Ashley's ready.
Oh wow, look at that!
Boom, ready to go.
Matt's impressed.
Did you see it? It sagged down like Bugs Bunny. Did you see that? Hey, real quick, going back to the NHL, we're talking about them being in shape. I know they're looking at a bunch of different ways to make this work, and there's no guarantee there's going to be any games yet, right?
Right.
But and then they were looking at you can have so many teams are going to have a bye, right? Basically, if they end up going to the playoffs, because there's going to be 24 teams will end up playing, but the first 5 in each division or the top 5 in each division will actually get a bye for the first week. Then the rest play, and then they resume like a standard Stanley Cup playoff format, I believe. But one of the things they were talking about doing was taking the teams that have a bye, let them play kind of like a round robin tournament during that week the other guys are competing, just to see how in shape they are and to kind of sharpen their skills again a little bit. So that might help with the whole issue with not being in shape. I don't know if you guys saw or read up about any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that the Lightning voted against it, and another team voted against it. I mean, the Lightning had everything to lose, and these other guys they didn't, so they're all going to vote for it. So I guess it is what it is.
Why do the Lightning have everything to lose by the plan? Because they would be a 2 seed.
Yeah, they would be a 2 seed, right? They'd be behind Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why they're voting against, I'm not sure why.
I don't either.
I didn't hear that yet.
I didn't know that any
Got
teams.
outvoted, so apparently it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't know that any teams did. Their votes counted. I thought it was all players voted it in, so it was ready to roll, which was important because it kind of goes back to what we were talking about last week with Blake Snell. Not wanting to vote with the players to start the MLB season. That's going to be a major hurdle is agreeing, coming to terms with the union in order to make this happen. So if the NHL has done that, I think again, that putting that template out there for the other leagues to see is important.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Chief had to take a quick break.
What is going on over there?
It's been a little technical difficulty.
I mean, people coming and going. Did we not learn a lesson from last
Did he
week?
have to go drop a deuce or something? Where's he going?
I don't think we learned our lesson from last week.
No, listen, we're just working through a few technical difficulties, but I got that worked out. Whatever Wi-Fi I connected to wasn't working, so I had to connect to a different Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Anyway, the Chief went to go fix something on the Wi-Fi really quick, so we hopefully won't have the problems, and he'll be right back.
All right.
I see.
So, sorry, I get distracted by this golf match over here. Jesus, dropping a dude. Listen, so on the back 9 here, these guys are playing.
Chief,
They're either playing a best ball format or they're hitting like every other. So they both drive, and then they play, or maybe they both hit the same ball. I don't know.
Well, Cliff was saying the back 9 was every other ball, every other turn.
How was that break?
He should not come back with that kind of look on his face.
How was the break?
Not getting them here or there.
he doesn't have his headphones on yet. Hold on one second. Okay, there you go.
How was the break there, Steve?
Oh man, we're having all kinds of problems over here.
We're working
We're not
on
able
it.
to see. Oh, never mind. There's a comment.
Lisa's
Got it.
in.
Yeah. By Lisa, you mean me.
Yeah, like I said.
There we go. All
So
right.
and it shows up on both. So she commented on Facebook or on YouTube, but when I replied back, it shot it back to both. So this is going
It's all
great.
working now. We're getting there. We're getting there. Excuse
Yeah, it's
the
all-
first 15 minutes of the show today. We're back to normal.
Back to normal.
Cliff will be right back.
Wow.
What the heck? Whatever you're trying to fix, just leave it alone.
For reals.
I guess I'm not broken up anymore, so I think it's working now. So
All right. So
back to
So-
us.
so did you finish The Last Dance? The Last Dance is now over. It's been completed. All 10 episodes are out. Did you finish it?
I watched all 10. I watched the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Dude,
All
I
right.
watched it, and I could not believe they won in 6. That was amazing. I did not see them finishing at 6. Game 6.
Because you don't remember it from 20 years ago, or you?
Just didn't pay attention then.
Oh, I see. It was news to you. So it wasn't a historical documentary for you. It was actually like a live event.
It was breaking news when Scottie Pippen got injured and went out of the game, stayed out all the time, and then Michael Jordan put it on his shirt. I said, man, this is stuff that movies are made of.
Yeah.
I said, there's no way he does this.
Or at least documentaries, right?
They definitely make documentaries out of that kind of stuff. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, that was a great season. It's funny now. See, I don't know about you guys, but I do not currently watch or follow the NBA.
Me neither.
It is not. It's not the NBA I grew up on.
No,
You know,
same
in
here.
fact, I probably quit watching right about the time the end of the Bulls run. But what I loved about watching, I wasn't a Bulls fan. Obviously, I think everybody's a Michael Jordan fan. The guy is just absolutely insane. But it brought back so many memories of watching the league back during that time.
Yeah, it was must see TV.
Yeah, it reminded me of the enjoyment I had following the NBA back then, because I followed a lot in high school and really after high school for a couple of years too. You know, here in Orlando we had Penny Hardaway and Shaq and Horace Grant and Dennis Scott and Nick Anderson.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we made a nice run.
What were you saying, Matt?
Don't forget about Lil Penny.
What a terrific marketing scheme.
Oh man.
I will tell you, I stopped watching the NBA probably back when Larry Bird was playing, and that was because you used to watch him dribble up and then pick up the ball, take like 4 steps back to get behind the 3-point line just to shoot it, and there was no travel calls, there was nothing else. And I just, you know what, I'm out. I've just never been a big NBA fan. College ball, I loved college ball, especially back when the Big East was big. Then college ball was pretty awesome. UConn, woohoo! But
They have a really good women's program.
They have for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for me.
That
I
was the
just
line from The Last Dance, by the way.
Well, it was true for UConn.
I just
didn't
gravitated away from it. I didn't really, it didn't grab me like it used to. I don't know if it was because I got too old and fat to play, because to me that was part of it. You know, you used to watch a little bit of basketball and you go out and play. You try some of the things you were seeing on TV, but I don't know. I guess I don't know if the game left me or I left the game. I'm not sure, but I don't think any of us watch it nowadays.
Well, I did the same
I'll
thing
tell
with
you,
football.
the other thing I think that makes it a little bit difficult. So I do love college basketball, and I love March Madness. I love the tournament. In fact, I love the conference tournaments leading up to the tournament. But a lot of these players anymore, with the new rule that they've got to be they've got to play at least one season before they can go into the NBA.
The one and
I don't
done, yeah.
know any of these players that are coming into the NBA. They likely only played one season. Now they're skipping college to go play European basketball, and then come back and join the NBA. You don't. Relationship's not the right word, but like you don't follow these players joining the league the way that you used to.
Right.
You know, you saw these guys play 2, 3, and in some cases maybe even 4 seasons in college, and then go on to the NBA. It was easier to follow.
Yeah, and you kind of grew up with them, you know. So you could watch a guy for 2 or 3 years and see, wow, you know, Grant Hill was a perfect example, because I think he went for all 4 years at Duke.
Yeah.
And so you got to see him mature and grow over those, especially during the tournament time. You know, some of those guys would actually, you know, progress so much during the course of the tournament that you see it. It's tangible almost, you know. So it was fun to do that every year, and you could kind of build a following off of one school just for that. What'd you say, Matt?
I said, I'm not a Duke fan. No way. Nope. Not with
Wow.
Grant Hill. Not with
That sounds hatred. That sounds like hatred.
Bobby Hurley. No, thank you. All of them. Not a Duke fan.
Is that because they beat UConn?
Sometimes they do. Exactly right. They were, of course, back then they were, you know, when Grant Hill played, when Bobby Hurley played, you go back to the 80s late 80s. They were, yeah, a really good team even back then, and it was just annoying.
Yeah.
You couldn't even spell the coach's name, you know.
Hey, all you need to know is Coach K.
Yeah, Coach K and Duke Tip, you know those.
All right, I'm going to take us off the beaten path here for a second since we're
Oh,
talking
thank
about college hoops.
Wow.
Would you let your kids? Would you let
Moving
your
on.
kids?
The chief says, "Move on."
Would you let your kids play for Coach Knight?
Who's
Bobby
Coach
Knight.
Knight?
Bobby Knight, legendary coach of the University of Indiana.
I would let them play for him, but I just would not let them stand in front of him because he'd probably throw a chair at him. So,
Interesting.
well, don't
I
you
don't-
remember
I don't-
throwing a
I don't-
chair all the way across the court?
I guess I don't have a problem. I don't really have a thought on that.
What I remember is he was angry, and I don't remember anything really bad that he did, other than that, some basketball players got their feelings hurt. Am I wrong on that?
No, he might have been a tough coach, and not the friendliest guy out there, but he got some results. Would I let my kid play for him? I think so, because what could happen?
I mean, listen, the guy obviously he's got some anger issues. I think, it sounded like he definitely was much tougher on the kids. I don't know. I'd be up in the air. Like, what do you want to expose your kids to?
Really?
Well, what about playing for what's the coach? Patriots coach. I just forgot his name.
Belichick?
Bill Belichick. A lot of people want to get out of there because it's just too tough now, or what have you. But same thing. I guess what, are you an adult there, so it doesn't carry the same weight? I don't know.
You're getting paid.
Yeah, but okay, you're just, it's like your interview when you're playing with.
There he goes again. Does he have diarrhea?
I will tell you what's going on in just a second. But when you're playing with when you were playing with Bob Knight, it was presumably a stepping stone to get to the NBA. So you would have been getting paid when you did that anyway. Right?
Man, the rain is starting to come down on these guys. This, one of the cool things about watching this is, it's like these dudes are just out there playing like a regular round of golf,
Right.
We're trying to pull it
Peyton
back
just
up.
missed a putt that Cliff could have made.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm a
that's
pretty good putter.
insulting.
I'm a good putter.
He was.
I don't know if Javi would have made it. Javi would have lined up with that putt.
Was it a 2-footer?
Cliff would have been, that's a gimme, and Javi wouldn't have counted the stroke.
I've heard he has trouble counting on the course, so
I mean, it is coming down on these guys.
we're pulling it back up now.
But man, after being 3 up through 10 holes, Mickelson and Brady are making a comeback. Tom is getting ready for the season.
That's it.
He's putting together comeback wins.
Let's see here.
All right, listen, I'm really interested in this boot camp video, and I want to know how long can we plank, or who can do the most push-ups? What do you think? Not the most. What's your number that you're going to feel confident about hitting? 10 push-ups, 20 push-ups?
Are you talking to me, or are you talking to
Anybody.
these other 2 guys?
Yeah,
I know mine. I know yours.
that's awful low.
You can do like 40 3/4 push-ups. So
Listen, we're gonna settle this once and for all
Well,
on
just
boot camp day.
just how much working out do you think people are going to tolerate? I guess is where I'm at.
there may be some special effects involved. I mean, there's a water for sweat. I don't know.
And
Well-
there's gonna be cut. We got to refilm that. Cut. We got to do this. I don't know. It'll be fun.
So, and also in planning for this episode, I've developed another potential short video that I'd like to see us do. I'll reveal that to you guys off the air.
Okay.
David's in with his cheese comments. Tom won't
Here,
be able
you-
to walk after the second game.
Hey, hey, are you able to show the new shorter intro?
I thought I could, but I'm fighting Google Chrome here. They don't want to show my tab. So, let's see if
Tiger's about to hit.
I will try and bring it up again. Let me see if Google will let me.
He likes it.
Yep. It's in the
Oh.
short dress.
Hey, that's not a problem. Peyton's used to hitting from those. Peyton can hit from the palmetto bushes. That's not a problem for him.
All right, let's see what Brady does here really quick.
All right, I think I can.
I think I can.
Let's see it. I'm looking
I can
forward
share.
to
You guys want to see it?
it. This is the world
Yes, we
release.
want to see it. Where's the sound?
Where's the audio? Yeah.
No audio, huh? Oh, you know what? I got the headphones in. That's why. Son of a gun. See, this is what I'm talking about. Let's try it again.
There we go.
Oh, it's just cake.
We can talk about that in a minute.
And there you have it. It's just a little shorter, different transitions. I've got to add some titles in.
Honestly, that's the first time I've seen that.
I will
Well,
tell you, the one thing that's missing you need to put back is you catching the big one.
Yeah, that was the best part of the
Yes, you
film.
gotta bring that back.
I loved it.
really,
Yes, you got to get that back in there.
we'll see. Anyway, I've just been playing around with that. I had some ideas for some titles and some transitions. Do you like the new little transitions with the little stutter
Yeah,
at the logo, stutter in the logo?
getting better. Your skills are sharpening. Nice. Yes,
You did? Seriously, you know how long it took me to do that and you missed it?
Yeah, well, it's only playing on a fraction of my screen, so
Oh, I see. So no, I have some titles I'm going to put in with our names. They're a little different from the neon signs you guys didn't like. It's just taking a little longer to get that part down to my standards.
I had no problems with the neon signs.
Well, my wife didn't like them. My kid didn't like them. I think Cliff said he didn't like them. So, and whatever. I'll if they're not playing well, I'll move it. I got something better.
Jackie's calling you out on the golf game. You keep glancing over to the right.
I am definitely interested in the golf game.
Yeah, she's right.
Hey, it's live sports on TV,
Exactly.
And it's not NASCAR.
but it doesn't count. It doesn't count for anything other than raising some money, which is, I'm sure, which is definitely a good cause, right?
Yeah. And the banter between Charles Barkley and the guys has been pretty good when the comms have been working.
Dude, when Charles Barkley starts calling you out on your golf game, have you seen him try to hit a golf ball? It is ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's not bad at it. He just has
He's
a terrible
terrible.
swing. No, his golf game. He's just over a scratch golfer.
No, absolutely
Yes.
not.
Let's
So
see
is
what
Javi.
Charles Barkley is?
Yeah, I believe that's right.
No.
So is
Somebody
Javi. He's just
Somebody
over
better
scratch.
Google that quick.
Got the laptop working.
All right.
Stand
Go to
by.
the answer.
Let's see what you come up with.
All right,
Charles
so
Barkley, scratch golfer. I don't know.
we were bouncing around NBA college basketball there. What about the NBA?
No more
Cliff-
basketball.
You better
Cliff's
move on.
done.
No more.
The chief has had it.
Apparently, he has no idea what we're talking about.
No, none.
He's going down the list of pre-show notes, and he's saying no on basketball.
All right. Well, according to some golf websites here, he's in the low hundreds, right there with us. All right.
Yeah.
That-
Like I said,
that's kind of what I figured. So, okay, makes more sense now.
and by scratch I meant he can scratch his name on the card.
Charles is the kind of guy who plays with an eraser. You know?
No, honestly, I thought I heard somebody defend his swing by saying, it's a very the mechanics are all over the place. It's not right, but at least he still plays well. And I was like, oh, I never played with the man, so how would I know? But there you have it. Charles Barkley, not a great golfer.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So if baseball comes back by the 4th of July, what are they doing over there?
Oh, man, Studio 454 is having troubles tonight, guys.
Studio 454.
Matt's computer's died. We lost the new microphones down. I'm back to my backup now.
Wow.
So he's trying to reboot now. He's got more power coming
You guys
in.
are fired.
I mean, we
Where's
did not.
the
Let.
producer?
Where's the producer?
Yeah.
Who's got a better beard, me or Tiger?
You might have him beat, I think. You know, he's a
Yeah.
little. It's too tight, you know. And yours is definitely fuller, by the way. Have you seen the Progressive commercial where that dude Jamie, he's sitting there talking about his beard, you know, talking about the ginger guy, and dude, it's hilarious because he has no beard. He's like, "Sorry guys, I didn't get to do my beard grooming today. I don't know, just made me laugh." Clean shaven.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Now Matt's over here. By the way, he's making fun of me taking breaks. He's over here eating ribs now. So,
Oh my gosh, how they turn out?
dude, so the best ribs I ever made. They came out really well. I took a lot of time making them. I only smoked them for 2 hours. Then I wrapped them in foil. I put them in the oven for another 3 hours. Took them back out, rested them for like an hour. Put them back on the grill, some sauce. Got a little bark on them. They came out. When Matt gets his power back, he can tell you. It's like he's killing his second rack now.
So, what made you decide to cook ribs when there's no one else home? It's just you.
Well, that's the reason why, because no one else in my house likes the ribs.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's dude. I don't know who these people. I don't know how they're related to me. And Lisa, you know, doesn't like meat on a bone, and Kristen and Clifford just don't like barbecue. I'm like, who are you people, man? And how did you wind up in my house? So
Wow.
yeah,
No,
so I had
no
a chance to
meat on
do
the
it.
bone, huh?
Yeah. So.
Well, that was a good move then, I guess.
Yeah, well, I did have ribs for like a week, but now that Matt's here, I'm down to like 4 or 5 sticks. That's about it.
Yeah, Matt wasn't joking about coming over and eating some ribs.
Uh-uh.
Look, they're playing the replay of Brady splitting his pants.
Well, he's got to. That's his only shot he's got of the day, man. That was a good shot, though. He needed that. I mean, he was stinking it up until that happened.
Horrible.
So, you think his wife told him, sent him a text, said, "Hey, man, you blew your pants out. Go change your shorts."
Go get some new pants.
It may have been.
Because like I'm watching it and I'm trying to tell, I'm like, is his pants ripped or is it just like the microphone tail that's hanging down? You know, they got sometimes they got the antenna or something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
And then they called him out live, said he had to go change his drawers.
So we have a statement from one of our viewers.
Yeah.
Speaking of calling people out.
What?
So, B-Love was supposed to shave his beard once we were going out to dinner again.
That wasn't the rule.
I think you may have fallen in love with it a little bit
I
yourself.
think you said live sports.
I said live sports.
Yeah.
Are they not playing golf right now?
This doesn't count.
This isn't PGA.
Is it a sporting event?
I mean, it is a sporting event, but
Is it
doesn't
live?
count for anything. Well, listen, I'll shave the thing live on the man.
That would be live sports.
I mean, did NASCAR count?
Yeah,
Did
well,
WWE count?
if you
Did
count
you-
NASCAR as a sport,
No.
then yes.
If you remember, we talked about WWE, and WWE did not count.
Getting a lot of feedback from there.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Fixed. Okay.
No
So,
more
Brian, you
feedback.
go ahead and shave your beard because I'm on day 3 of the mustache.
Oh,
Can you move closer to the camera so we can see it?
Oh, I gotta get it. I get it.
Oh,
It's there.
let me go get a black magic marker. That might
Tom
help a little
Selleck,
bit.
here I come.
Why are you growing a mustache?
Because once again, no one's here, and they all fight me on it, and I said I'm going to do it.
He's got
ribs
nobody
and
to pay
mustaches.
for.
Yes.
Hey, really quick, going back to the ribs. Okay, phenomenal. Wow, you guys. Pooh, I don't know what you should have come over, man. Good eating over here.
Yeah.
Level, I understand you a little bit of a drive for you, although they would have been worth it. Remember that place, that restaurant they used to have down over in in Clearwater or over by the water somewhere, Damon's, the place
Yes.
with the ribs.
Yes.
That was a great place to go watch sports.
Yeah. That was it. I think wouldn't Mr. Steinbrenner have a ownership in that or something?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was a tie to the Steinbrenners. So let's answer the question on the screen that was brought up recently. Is NASCAR a sport?
Oh wow, we're gonna either gain or lose some followers right now.
Look, I'm willing to say NASCAR is an event, but I don't think it's a
No,
sport.
I'm going to say it's a sport.
Yeah.
And here's why. They're competing. There's competition. There's rules. There's points. There's a championship series. It's got all the makings of a sport. Now you can turn left. But I mean, you could argue, well, are they actually out there as athletes? I don't know. I think probably working that car is pretty hard work. So, and it's got to be damn hot in there. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say NASCAR is a sport.
The bell says you're wrong.
Wrong.
Okay, I've been called out.
If NASCAR is a sport, then so is horse racing, and it's not a sport either. That's an event.
Well, the Triple Crown, right? That's
It's an event, not a sport.
no,
Not a
it's
sport.
not an event. You know what's an event? Like a tornado is an event, or
Wow.
uh, those are events. Those are individual things that happen.
Can you race tornadoes?
Right, that's what I'm saying. A tornado.
I got
is not
me
a
an
sport.
F4 coming into the left turn here in Darlington. It's going to rub into the wall.
That may be what happens in Kansas or something. But so you can't race a tornado. Like it's not competition. But horse racing is competition. I mean, I will go to say that I do not think that WWE is a sport because it's fake.
What about chess?
But
It's also competition. Is it a sport?
Is there chess like the World Series of chess, or is there I don't know. I don't think so.
So
I think
Fun
chess is a
Jackie
game.
Fun Jackie T is saying that the qualifications for a sport, I believe, if I'm interpreting the statement right, is that if it's on ESPN, it's a sport. If it's on Bravo, it's not.
Like the only sport that ESPN shows anymore is basketball.
Yeah, that's a
Now,
shame.
No.
well, and now ESPN does show a lot of poker, right? Because that is what ESPN stands for. Am I right? Entertainment and Sports Network.
Programming network.
I think it's everything sports net for.
Entertaining sports.
It used to be
programming network.
Entertainment Sports Network. That was the original,
Okay.
I believe.
Let's ask the Google.
Ask the Google.
That's what it was.
So if
You're
that's the
forgetting
case,
programming.
yeah, if that's the case, they were showing cornhole tournament recently.
Entertainment and Sports Programming Network.
There you go.
Okay.
But here's the thing. No, but that's because they have airspace to fill, right? But
No, I mean that's a legitimate activity that's happening. Is this Johnsonville Brats cornhole tournament?
yeah. But
By the way, those
was it on the
guys
Ocho?
are ridiculously
No,
good.
it's on ESPN. They are.
Yeah,
They don't miss.
ESPN, the Ocho. That's what I'm saying.
It's a
Remember
bold
that?
strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yes. Let me tell you really quick. My favorite team on that whole movie is who are the guys in blue? The Skills That Kills.
Yes.
Skills. Those guys are awesome.
Yes.
No one I dressed up for them as Halloween once.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this. Tom's
Maybe
got
did
new
my little
pants.
thing going on.
That's
I think Tom
fantastic.
is wearing his reindeer, actually.
I think
So
you have
let
a
me
crush
ask you
on
this.
Tom.
Out of Phil, Tiger,
Oh, he is
Tom,
QB1.
and-
Oh, knocking it
What-
tight.
which one of these guys wins an arm wrestling contest?
Tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah.
Okay, which one wins a Greco-Roman wrestling contest?
Tiger.
Tiger. See, so you think Tiger's just basically the strongest one there?
I think he finds a way to win.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
Would he wear his red shirt? Yeah.
He would.
Yeah.
He does have a man crush on TV.
It sounds like it. I mean, you can't get your eyes off his pants.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about football, y'all.
Yeah.
That's something you and Giselle have in common.
We have a legitimate quarterback
That and you both shave your legs.
behind center.
Yes, we are looking forward to football. I think we're going to make a road trip, right? We're going to go to New York, watch the Bucks play the Giants.
Man, if you could help us out, make that happen, I think that would be fantastic.
These guys are going pen shopping.
I've got us a place to crash. We're going to crash
Okay.
a coach. We got coaches looking to let us crash at coaches. crash at Coach's. Now we just got to get tickets. I'm going to work on tickets next.
Wow.
Exactly how far away are we crashing from said?
From Coach's to the Meadowlands?
Yeah.
Oh, hour 45 minutes.
So we're not actually going to New York.
We're gonna pass through New York because you got to go from Connecticut to New Jersey.
These guys are knocking them tight.
This guy.
Was that Peyton?
Yes.
Wow. Peyton's
So,
supposed to be
hey-
a fin right now.
Hey, Pooh.
Yep.
So apparently it's just you and I on the broadcast. He's still watching
I
TV.
guess the other guys are watching golf.
And I'm finally into the broadcast. I've been gone so long. I had so many technical
Here
troubles
comes
today.
Tigger. Here comes Tigger.
Tiger Woods. Okay. Everybody, just so we give you an update, we're on the 16th hole. It's a par 3, 183 yards. We're going to see what Tiger does, and his ball is up.
16. All right, good. We got 3 holes left.
It's 16.
Well,
He's
if
fixing
they
to
win
get it.
this hole, it's over.
Ah, he's the furthest away.
Wow, he's furthest. Hey, just go in there and tap it in. Tap it in. Tap, tap, tap it in.
Happy Gilmore. Good movie.
Oh my gosh.
Good movie.
This guy's killing me.
Yes. So, let's
Tap it in.
So did we ever decide? Because we've obviously got 2 votes that NASCAR, one for yes, one for no. Where do you two stand
I say it's a sport based on definition.
by definition? Okay.
How do you define a sport?
The same way Webster's dictionary does. Competition between 2 or more individuals.
So gymnastics is a sport?
Yeah, according to Webster. Listen, I'm not saying I personally find it as an entertaining.
Cornhole is a sport.
Well, chess is a sport.
Yeah, chess is a sport.
I
Card
mean,
playing,
Darts?
darts.
according to Webster's dictionary, yes,
Darts could be a sport. Think about it.
All right,
Darts
so if
can be fun.
Cliff
it
and
is.
I-
It's huge.
if Cliff and I were to have a contest about who could grow the most epic beard, is then beard growing a sport?
I mean, are we going by the letter of the law, or are
I
we
mean, it
going
is
by like
technically a
interpretation?
competition.
Hey,
Uh,
that also makes us athletes.
Bro, I like it.
Okay.
Just
All right,
That
it-
happen.
I'm getting a jersey.
You two,
I'm getting a mustache jersey.
you
number.
guys are turning into politicians now.
Yes.
Here.
All right, here's the official definition according to the internet. Okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against each other or others for entertainment. An activity involving physical exertion. So that right there, that's your hurdle. Can you get over the physical exertion? Is that defined by NASCAR or beard growing or whatever?
Well, if you grunt hard enough, can't you force your beard out?
That's
I think that driving a car 200 miles an hour around a turn probably requires some physical strength.
I don't doubt for a second that it requires physical
and
strength.
And let's not forget, it also involves like cojones of like this big of steel, man. Because you want to drive 200 miles an hour,
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
right? Till you're doing it.
I've been 3/4 of the way there. I want to go the rest.
What? When?
What do you mean? Well, like in high
no.
school.
We hit a lot of speed in Paulie's car.
What, 175?
That Lexus.
150.
Or 150? I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been 150.
Wow.
And
It's-
what?
An IROC, actually.
His friend's Chevette.
No, it was an IROC. International Race of Champions, Camaro Z28, 1989.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a very good car.
Are you kidding me? I'm about to buy one.
What?
I'm currently searching for one to purchase and either restore or buy restored and drive on the weekends.
You'd be better off going with any
Knock
60s
it down.
car.
Dude, a car to be restored would look great on blocks in front of your house.
Get
Your
It would-
yourself,
wife would love
get
it.
yourself a Hemi Cuda instead.
Now you're talking. You're already in the 80 to 90 grand. I'm talking something I can buy for $4,000 to $5,000. Put another $4,000 to $5,000 into it and have a nice car, or just go ahead and buy one for 10 or 12 that's already been resto modded.
Well, I figure if you buy it for 4, you put 4 or 5 into it, you could probably sell it for 3. So, I don't know.
listen, this is for me. It's my middle age crisis. It's
Okay.
what I want to do.
Oh, okay. Now, if you're willing to admit that, and that's what it's all about, then I
Oh,
support you.
absolutely. I have no problems admitting that. That is not a problem for me to get into.
So you were one of those guys back in, let's see. So you would have you had been in the '80s.
I've
late
owned
80s,
I've owned
like-
two Camaros E28s.
Yes.
So you were one of those guys who drank Zima too, right?
No, I've had Zima. No,
Hold on. I have physically seen Pooh Bear drink a Zima
I have tried a Zima, but it is not.
Really?
behind the twin.
The Brandon Twin Theater, yes,
Oh,
along with some Red Dog and some Ice House, probably.
Red Dog was later, but Red Dog was good beer at the time.
Oh man,
We thought it was.
it's nasty.
I just want to know if you, for your IROC, can you get those louvers like they used to have?
On the rear,
On the windows?
Yes.
absolutely,
Nice.
you sure can.
Yeah, you're gonna need those.
Why? Just for the look?
Yeah, absolutely. That screams 1985.
I mean, if you're going to go for it, you really need to go for it, you know?
No, I want a drivable car that I enjoy driving that looks good and performs well.
With
So you're
louvers.
legit looking to restore an IROC.
Yes.
You
Eh,
need
eh,
to get for
To,
louvers.
to be honest, just to put it out there, before we got on this YouTube kick about 2 months ago, and I started really investing a lot of time into researching and developing equipment like this. By the way, this all is together came in today or
Nice.
yesterday, and researching all that. That was something I was looking into. I was seriously looking into. I was actually looking for VIN numbers. I was trying to find either one of my old ones. I want to
Yeah,
find the exact cars.
Like, you have the
Is that
VIN
what got you
number?
into this?
Yeah.
Golf working on
Yeah. He came over
Yeah.
and blowtorched my golf cart.
That's right. Hey, is your wife know you're looking into this?
Uh,
Does she-
honey, you're good with this, right? Okay. Yeah, she's good. She's good.
You need that wah, 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 wah sound
Wah,
effect.
wah, wah, wah,
You
wah,
actually
wah,
have the
wah.
VIN numbers to to your old vehicles?
Yes. You don't?
No.
How are you supposed to find them?
Why? What name of vehicle you had? You know that I've owned. I would want to go back and find.
The G35, the Volvo C70, the green Isuzu truck.
Yes.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
So what do you do? So playing from the Palmettos again.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
That's not helping the team.
Listen, he's got that shot in his bag. Don't worry about that.
The problem is Phil's one that's got to play it.
Yeah. So, how do you find the car? You have the VIN. How do you find who is currently the owner?
Right. So there's websites or apps that can actually search for VIN number to tell you if it's for sale, if it's been recently sold, kind of like Carfax. You can see where it is and what's going on with it. Who's it
You
currently
got car?
registered to?
Are you my car? Are you my car? Are you my car?
So let's see. Was that your first car? It was an IROC?
No, my first car was a 1981 Mercury Lynx,
Oh, really? Nice.
4-speed. Yeah. Not really.
Four on the floor.
4 on the floor, tan in color. Kicking sound system though. By the time I got done with it,
Oh gosh. A Lynx. 4-door, you said?
no, it's a 2-door.
It was a 2-door Lynx.
Yeah, I'm not driving 4 doors. Come on.
Wasn't the diesel? Was it
Who are we
the diesel
talking?
first?
Who are we talking to? No, it was not diesel. It was a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder, 4-speed. But I had an audio Vox receiver with an audio Vox equalizer going to a pair of 12-inch woofers from J.C. Whitney that me and Jeff Meadows installed. Built our own box for it.
You are
It's
going
fantastic. Oh man, those great times.
back. Yeah. All right. So, Lovell, what was your first car?
I think like the first
Mercedes?
one, like I shared one with my mom for a while. You want that one or the first one that was like mine?
No, your own
Yours.
first car.
It was the Isuzu pickup truck that Pooh Bear alluded to.
Ah, nice.
Green space cab.
Oh, the space cab. Those were
Mhm.
yeah, roomy.
Upgrade.
It didn't have a space cab.
It had like an extra bump on the back. What did it have?
On the back?
Yeah.
He's distracted.
It was
Well,
just a Isuzu pickup truck. It was
What year?
teal,
89?
it was teal green. No, it was 94.
94?
Yeah, because I got it for graduation.
So you got it like brand new.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad bought it. I got it for graduation. That was in 94.
Wow.
It was a
okay,
teal
well,
green Isuzu pickup.
see, that's when it's brand new and all that, that kind of loses it. Like, Pooh's was an 81, right? You said an 81, right?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I drove a Ford Tempo before that, and before that, I
That one was
drove
blue.
a Fairlane.
A Ford Fairlane?
Like a 67?
I'm
I'm
pretty
gonna
sure.
say-
Oh, wait, hold on. What was that car?
Oh, it was Dodge Dart. That's what you meant. Yeah, that was close to
No.
a Fairlane.
No, this car was a beast.
My parents had a Ford Fairlane when I was born.
That's why I said it, like a 67.
Hey, listen, I'm not a car guy. What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
At least know what you're driving.
I
Cliff, what
currently
was your
drive
first
a
car?
Mercedes.
So my first car was a 1983 Mustang L. 4-cylinder. I bought it in December. I had just come home from basic training, and
There's Lovell's truck.
I thought that my car had air conditioning because it was cold when I turned on the little vents. But when the springtime came, the air conditioner quit working, and I take it to the mechanic, and the guy's like, "Dude, you don't have an air conditioner in this car. It's just been cold outside."
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
I can't even.
I had to install a sunroof. It was really. We were stationed in Louisiana. It was so hot.
Did you cut it? Did you cut a sunroof into the roof of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure did.
Yeah, good times. Do you wish you still could have that car?
Oh yeah, dude. It was brown when I bought it. A friend of mine talked me into painting it red. He said he knew what he was doing. He lied. It came out. It looked like someone took spray paint, like
Oh,
cans
God.
to it. Oh,
Wow.
Oh boy. Mine,
Wow.
see, mine was a 73 Datsun. A 73 Datsun 510.
I can see that.
Like
Oh,
a
this thing was awesome.
like
I
the
got it.
B80?
Well, look, it almost looked like a BMW 2002.
Yeah.
But it was a Datsun 510, not like the B.
Oh, a 510. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
510. And it looked like a little mini BMW.
Yep.
The coolest thing was it was a junker. I got it. Had no radio. I had to cut a radio into the dashboard and and all that. But it was one of the first cars that had an independent rear suspension and was rear wheel drive.
Oh.
So people used to take them and they drop like 318s from like Mopar 318 engines in them and stuff. I didn't do anything like that, but I did put some air shocks on the back of that thing and jacked it up, and I got some GT qualifier tires on there with some aluminum rims, and I spray painted it because we're talking about painting them, right? So I spray painted it with the spray paint I got at, I don't know, Sherwin-Williams or Walmart or something. But I spray painted it all yellow, and then did a purple and blue Z stripe down the side, and then a purple and blue racing stripe over the top and over the front. If I can ever find a picture of this, if I could ever find it again, this was just the coolest little car.
Wow.
That thing was slow as a bugger, but it was good times, man. Good times. 73. Yep.
Yeah, your first car is not supposed to be.
I knew a truck. That doesn't count.
Well, you know, it's supposed to be. It's a rite of passage. You know, you're supposed to have a vehicle that requires some character. You know,
Broken knuckles.
it's going to build some character. You know, it's going to leave you on the side of the road. You're going to have to call a friend and say, "Hey, my car's broke down, or I ran out of gas, or whatever."
Right.
So just so you know what that experience is like, it's okay to wreck your first car because it's not a new one. You know, if you got a new car for a first car and you wreck it,
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the same feeling. You need that where you can ding it up. It doesn't matter. You would be afraid to drive it on the highway or take it, more than 20 miles from home because you never know if you'll make it back.
yes.
Listen, so that was before I got the pickup truck. I had this Ford Tempo, but I shared the car with my mom, and I had a buddy up the street who had a car too, and every other week we would take turns driving to school. So one week I drove to school, the next week he drove to school. So on my week to drive to school, that son of a bitch would break down all the time. And I would get to lunch and people would be like, "Hey man, I saw you on the side of the road on the way to school. Hey man, hey Brian, I saw you." Like,
Nice of them to
why
stop
didn't
and help
anybody
you,
pick
though.
me up? Why didn't you pick me up?
Oh.
Next time you see me on the side of the road on the way to school, pick me up.
You were lonely in high school, weren't you?
Man,
I don't know. I mean, people wouldn't stop and pick you up. That's not cool.
I don't know. They're like, "Hey, I saw you on the side of the road." Yeah. My car broke down.
Probably they didn't stop because they were afraid if they stopped, their car would break down, and then both of you would be screwed.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
can't catch
that could have been
that
it.
in COVID. It's not contagious like COVID.
Right. Oh well. Anyway, what's the next topic? Let's move on. Cliff, ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
There we go.
Hey, let me do a little housekeeping before I forget.
All right.
Uh-oh.
The official boot camp filming day is June 6th.
I told y'all it was
Yeah.
June 6th.
You did because this Saturday I'm supposed to be on duty.
Ah.
So
All right. June
Okay.
6th.
June 6th.
That's another week to prepare.
Yeah.
Hey, you can get in shape by then, Pooh Bear. You'll be good.
What do I need to get in shape for?
Yeah, you got the
We
plank
got-
contest.
well, we got the. Well, are we doing plank or are we doing push-up contest?
we might play Hungry Hippo.
Listen, who
hungry.
does the editing around here?
Oh no.
Do you think for a second
There's no
I'm going to
way.
leave in footage that makes me look bad?
Yeah, that's the whole
It's
point to it.
required. We
There's
have
no
to.
way he can lose. He's just going to
It
edit
has to be
himself as the winner no matter
Exactly.
what happens.
Listen, I could film some stuff right now in my backyard and be like, "Yep, look at me go."
That's a Tom Brady move.
That's a Tom Brady move.
It's got to be management approved, Pooh Bear.
So you say.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That is going to be fun.
You know, I started
can't
reading
wait.
the script a little bit, and it just looks like it's
Pooh Bear,
gonna
Pooh Bear's already
be
ordered his
hilarious.
outfit.
Oh, it's complete. The last piece arrives on Tuesday.
All right.
It is classic. I honestly can't wait to show you guys.
Yeah,
Is
I
spandex
earned
involved?
my outfit, by the way.
To answer your question, Matt, there is some spandex.
Okay. All right. I figured. That's good.
What I want to know is who's going to wear the white Reebok high tops with the straps?
The Velcros?
Yeah, the Rob Z's.
Oh, the high top. The
Awesome.
what do you call those things? The jazzercise shoes.
Yeah,
And the leg warmers.
yeah.
You need those with leg warmers.
Well, if you're going to be doing, fancy activities, sure.
Okay, quick update. 18th hole. Phil Mickelson's about to tee off.
Yeah, we're if they tie, does it go to a playoff or do they just call it?
He rips it right down. Looks like the center of the fairway. Oh, we're supposed to talk.
He just handed Tiger his tee.
That's because Tiger lent it to him. You didn't see that a few seconds ago? Tiger gave him a tee to use because he didn't have one.
He ran out of tees?
Yeah, well, I think Tiger said, "Here, use a tee that's going to help you actually hit the ball straight." And so, Phil
Oh,
said,
gosh.
Thank you.
Wow.
You telling me these four aren't going out to dinner after this, sitting around a table?
Oh,
eating
dude, they're
steaks?
going to have a great time.
Yep.
You think they'll all be
This
6 feet
is
apart?
Tiger's home. They're probably going to his house.
And Ted Turner's paying for it.
Listen, Ted Turner made plenty of money today.
He had it on all of his stations, I think.
I think this is the golf course that Tom Brady joined.
I think Tom Brady.
Why wouldn't he join like the Memorial
In the
in
woods.
Tampa or something?
Well, I don't know, but I know he joined an East Coast golf course.
Tom just put another one in the Palmetto bushes.
Yeah.
You figure he might want to join like Tampa Bay Golf and Country Club or
Innisbrook,
Innisbrook or
Maybe Diamond Hill.
Diamond Hill.
Diamond Hill.
Diamond Hill.
Hey,
Love
so
Diamond Hill.
the course that is on the East Coast they're playing at, is that the one that's near Robert Kraft's massage parlor?
I don't think so. I think that was down and closer to Miami.
Okay, just saying.
Was
Wow.
that Manning who just put it on the cart?
Manning
path?
just put one in the cart path. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just, it's my people right there.
Tiger has a nice draw or
Tiger
fade.
center cut.
He's in the short stuff. All right. Anyway, nobody can watch this when they're watching the show, so sorry, Fun Jackie.
I wonder how many fairways he's hit today.
He hit
I'm gonna
all
go-
of them at one point. It was like
it was a
7
lot.
for 7 or something.
Yeah, he was 7 for 7 at one point, but he's hit a lot.
Well, he was in a trap once. I saw
Pooh Bear,
that.
what do we got to do to get this equipment for the man event? Look at this crap
What we need?
that they got. They got like a truck with a camera on it.
Oh, well, we need more money.
All we need, no, all we need is levels
So you're
oldest
telling
Subaru.
me that Ted Turner isn't picking up the man event?
No, Ted is not yet. Anyway,
Not yet.
He will be. He will be.
that would be great.
We just need levels of Suzu.
You know, I don't.
We had the VIN number. It's been lost to the ages.
You get the VIN number level, and who will find it for
Listen,
you.
I would bet my dad. I bet I could find it from my dad. He's probably got the record still of when he bought it.
Yeah, all you gotta do is find like an old piece of insurance information,
Yeah.
anything, and it'll be on there. You get the VIN and then
Track it down.
track it down.
So no dice finding the cars.
Look, oh yeah, no, mine. I think they've both been crushed, destroyed, something. But the last ownership, the Z28 was last. My red one, the '93, was last seen in Tennessee somewhere. Of course, I sold it when Kaylee was born. No, that's not true. Yes, that is true. When Kaylee was born, I sold it to buy the Escape for the wife. That was a terrible decision.
Hey, speaking
Anyway.
of Tom Brady, right? You know he had they had the workout right down in at Berkeley High School.
Yes.
Yes,
Illegal or not illegal?
Oh, not illegal.
Now,
It is
why was
perfectly
it
legal.
not- now,
Perfectly
why?
legal.
Why was it not illegal?
because the Buccaneers didn't organize it. The players organized it.
So all the players can do whatever they want.
Correct. It's actually encouraged, I do believe.
Cliff needs another break, y'all.
At least
gotta
it's
go.
Colin.
Gotta go to work.
What?
Hey.
He's out a minute.
Gotta go to work.
This is work.
Hey, you got to remember he's a high-ranking official in. As
No, 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 no.
Hey, listen,
I didn't say that. I just
Oh,
said in
okay.
public
Drop
service.
another deuce.
Oh,
He's just got to drop another deuce.
You should
All
put
right.
the banner up there. Deuce number 2? Question mark. What did he have for lunch?
All right, so while Cliff is gone, can we talk about the NBA again?
no, I'm done with it.
Have to? Let's not. I just
That's
am
a
not an
joke.
NBA fan, man. I am just not. Can't stand it. Anyway, so you're
No.
telling me that any of these players can get together and do anything they want to practice, to do whatever, as long as it's not done by the team.
Correct.
That's the rule.
As long as it's not sanctioned by the team, so the team can't organize it. The team, Bruce Arians can't call them up and say, "Hey, I want you guys to go out and run these plays." But Tom Brady can call up Chris Godwin and Mike Evans and OJ Howard and say, "Hey, I've got the playbook from Byron. We're going to go run some plays. Meet me at the park."
Right. But so
Perfectly
nothing,
legit.
so nothing was set up so that they knew they were going to be at Berkeley High School and people knew to go take pictures of them there, all that.
No, because they went early in the morning, pre-sunrise, and the pictures that were captured were just happenstance. I think it was someone who sold them to the news station.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think somebody's going to realize that those guys are out there playing football. It's not, it's not. I mean, you can see. If I recall, you can see that stadium from the road.
No. Berkeley?
They were at Tampa Prep or Berkeley Prep.
I thought it was Berkeley.
It was Berkeley.
Okay.
Yeah, so in that off by the river, you got to go off south of Hillsboro.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I guess so. I guess if it was legit, there's nothing.
Maybe that's Tampa Catholic. I might be getting them. I might be getting my private schools in Tampa mixed
Yeah.
up.
Phil is pacing this off as if he has a legit shot to sink this chip in.
Well, if they don't win the hole, the match is over. If they win,
I know. That's what I'm saying. He's got to sink this.
Phil Mickelson is undefeated at this Capital One Challenge.
Well, he's about to be defeated.
I don't know. What if he chips in right here?
Okay,
He might.
quick. Who wants to place bets? Does he chip in or not? Quick, quick.
Did you see where he asked
take the
Tiger
bets or
from
not?
like 150 yards out to mark his ball? He says, I'm going to go right over top of it. And Tiger told him, he says, if you hit my ball, I'll give you the hole. And he hit it directly over Tiger's ball.
Yeah,
Wow.
it almost hit. It almost hit.
Almost hit.
But he did it.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's pretty funny.
That's some skill there now.
I'm like, if
Yeah.
I hit any green grass, I consider it a victory when I'm.
Right? I don't care if it's fairway or not.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
Look, I
Phil
can
calls
find
a
my ball.
chip. He calls a chip earlier. Hold on.
Well,
There's no holding on. Dead air.
So yes, he says, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chip it into the front of the green because the grass is growing this way, and then it's going to bounce up and it's going to roll into the hole. And he does it. It actually didn't go into the hole, but it went onto
Came
the
darn
green,
close.
He
into
said
the
it was
grass,
good.
over the clown's mouth, and right next to the hole. It was ridiculous that he actually called it.
I mean, the skill is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, these guys are good.
Well, you want me to call some shots while we're at boot camp day?
Call some shots.
What?
And I can call some shots at boot camp day.
Oh, okay.
You know?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's a couple of ways I could call shots at boot camp day. One could be, what is Cliff going to complain about first?
Oh, I gotcha.
I
Okay.
can
Well,
call
the fact
that.
that we're there. Oh my gosh, dude! I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning
gosh, look at
just
that
because Brian can't get there. So
Wow, that right there, he knocked that one pretty tight. That'll pretty
Yeah.
much do this.
yeah, this is over.
So so I could call Cliff's first thing that he complains about. I could call his 1/3 push up.
What is a third
Put that on
person?
camera.
1/3
We're about-
of a push-up.
Brian's upset because I just blow him out of the water in push-ups. So he likes to say that I don't do full push-ups.
Oh, on a push up, you need to lock out your elbows, right?
Just because I do them fast doesn't mean I'm not doing them.
Full
It's
extension.
like a
You need
machine
full
gun.
extension.
Boom,
Well,
boom,
listen, you
boom,
gotta
boom, boom,
lock
boom.
out your elbows, right?
Here,
all the
I'll
way.
do one now to show you guys the proper way to do a push-up.
Oh my gosh,
Let's watch this.
he's gonna be off camera.
One. Oh, wait, he's stuck down. He can't get up.
99.
All right. That's how you do 5 push-ups right there.
Hey, you fuck.
5. Wow.
Oh, a little stiff.
Did you do them one-handed, though? Like
So,
one arm?
Yeah, well, I did diamonds. You guys didn't see? It was,
I was
Ah,
impressed that you
nice.
did that without warming up.
well, you know,
The push up, the only
can
thing that
warm up.
moved are his wrists.
you got to stay ready.
Well, this
Gotta
is going
stay
to be
ready.
interesting on June 6th. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to start training now.
You better be ready, Matt. Yeah, June 6th, taping of the next short for the main event, boot camp day. That'll drop later that week.
Now I have to find something to do this weekend.
Wow.
That means we're gonna have a special guest June the 13th. Is that
Get
right?
her ready.
Yes. Does that guest know about it already?
June the 14th. Yes, Ashley,
Yeah.
Okay.
our personal trainer, will be on and available to answer fitness questions.
Will she
or-
critique our performance on filming day?
Listen, I am absolutely sure she's going to critique.
100%.
Yeah.
Good.
The good news is you guys are going to see who her favorite is.
Yeah, Batman.
Favorites count? I don't understand.
You got to be there.
Yeah,
to see
you know. When you do a full push-up, that's how you become the favorite.
Oh my god.
Okay,
see.
changing topics a little bit here. To move it on a little
Listen,
bit.
my favorite was the other day. There's this
I guess we
punching
won't.
bag, right? There's this punching bag where
Ring the bell.
falling off on this thing.
Ring
And I
the
look
bell.
over, and Cliff is bitch slapping the punching bag. I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to punch it. He's bitch slapping it.
I had to show that bag who's boss. I said,
Oh, well.
wasn't going to fight back.
That'll do it. Moving on. Oh, there's
What
we
the
got.
hell was all of that?
Oh, he tried to copy me, so he came up with his own bell.
Well, you weren't ringing.
Well, I wanted to hear the story.
He was trying to move things
It was a
along.
good story.
He wanted to hear the story.
All right. So let me ask you guys a question.
All right. Hit us with it.
tonight at 9:00.
Tonight.
I think it's tonight at 9:00. ESPN. They got a 2-part special documentary, The Rise and Fall of Lance Armstrong.
The cheetah, the home wrecker.
One nut, Armstrong?
The one nut.
Let me tell you, I've got a bigger problem with Lance Armstrong than I do with his doping scandal.
I thought he was
Okay?
going to say ego. The
What
battery
is it?
people.
Do
So-
tell.
The battery. Oh yeah, I do have a problem with that too. So he was famous for having this cancer, having a testicle removed to get over the cancer, and during that time, his wife lovingly stuck by his side and helped him through all that.
Yeah. Okay.
Post cancer, wins a couple of bicycle races, gets a little bit of notoriety, falls in love with the home wrecker Sheryl Crow, leaves his wife and goes with Sheryl Crow.
Yep.
That's my bigger problem with him.
I got you.
Now,
You know,
obviously, I wasn't there. What?
He's moving on.
Because I'm wrong on something. But go ahead.
No, we don't know her. I don't know anything about the Armstrongs.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't. Maybe he was hitting her. Who knows?
Can
But the
somebody
point-
take the bell away from Cliff?
Yeah. Hold on a minute.
The point. Yeah, you're there, Matt. You do.
I'm scared.
You're right,
He's doing
and-
push-ups. He could beat me up.
And to be fair, I don't know the facts. I wasn't there. I don't know the relationship, but it's just from the outside looking in. That's exactly what it looks like, and that to me, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so obviously the fall, in the end, the guy admits after this dude spent millions of dollars on legal battles,
Yeah.
right, to prove his own innocence in doping, and then he eventually owns up to it. Before he owned up to the doping, where did you stand on Lance?
Oh, I loved him.
It was a real success story, comeback kid kind of thing, and because the cancer he had is highly fatal, right? Isn't it? I mean, a lot of-
Testicular cancer.
yeah.
Don't know.
The fight back, and then to be such a play. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to consider bike racing a sport or not. Who knows what? Anymore. But assuming the Tour de France was a sport, and for him to dominate like he did, coming from where he came from, and
Sure.
the issues he overcame, I thought it was great for sport. And then he even made it into the movie you were talking about earlier, Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. Yep.
Yeah, he was
in the airport bar. Inspires
Yeah. Well, I guess
Vince
that was-
Vaughn's character to keep going.
Yeah. So it's a huge letdown, and the fact that he defended himself for so long and tried to play us all off as fools for so long and so vigorously, only to have it all come unravel, that just makes it that much worse.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see, in this documentary as it comes out, that, was it a case of he was taking something to supplement his recovery and performance during the time of his cancer and as he was coming back, and then it just became a habit, or he liked the results he was getting from it? Or was it something where I know I can't perform, I can't beat, I used to know the guy's name that was the
Greg
other.
LeMond.
Greg LeMond, thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Beat that guy, so I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to gain an edge. So I kind of see, it's kind of like with the Brett Favre thing. So when Brett Favre got hurt a lot, he became addicted to opioids. I think it was Percocet specifically.
Yep.
And I felt personally like, man, this is Brett Favre. This is a guy that's done a lot of things right.
Yeah.
He's someone to look up to. And I was kind of hurt when it came out that he was addicted to painkillers. But then the evidence came out that I was trying to recover so I can get back on the field. I didn't want to lose the streak, and that's how I became addicted. And it was like, oh, okay, it was kind of understandable. So if there's something similar to be told with the Lance Armstrong thing, maybe I'll feel a little differently about the doping portion of it.
You refresh my memory. Exactly what did he do? Because I think it had something to do with like some plasma doping or something.
Well, I thought it was a bunch of performance-enhancing drugs too.
I mean, there were PEDs, but you're right. It was the way they were doing it. It had something to do with blood transfusions and
Yeah. Like he would finish a leg and he'd go to some special tent and they were doing transfusions or something like that.
Yeah, but I think one of my things, So by the way, Netflix did a documentary on him too. Has anybody seen that?
Did not.
No.
No.
Okay, so I've watched bits and pieces of it. I haven't finished the whole thing, but one of the ways that he came across in that is he is a complete a-hole.
Really?
And he acted like a complete a-hole all the while he was cheating. Like he had to be the big man on campus. Because that the Tour de France is a team race as well, right? So your teammates are the ones out there protecting you, preventing people from passing you, stuff like that. I mean, I'm no expert in the Tour de France, but
Well, they're creating that peloton that you riding in, which pulls you along, and then your legs are fresh for the last whatever 4 or 5 miles, and he's able to get out and ride.
So I mean, he was a complete a-hole about. I mean, just completely arrogant about essentially his position in cycling when he had reached his position, through cheating. I like Pooh Bear. You said you've got a thing against him. There's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely be interested in the docuseries.
I'd like the guy to
find
give all
out.
of his money back. How many millions of dollars did this guy make
Live strong, baby.
from being? Well, I mean, Live Strong is still a great organization, right? I mean, that is an organization that funds cancer research, right? But money in his pocket, how many millions of dollars did this guy make over the years in cycling, endorsements, Nike?
Yeah. So he had an interview this week also where he mentioned that he felt jaded or slighted because people like Alex Rodriguez, who are known dopers, are able to get back into the good graces of the public and have a TV gig or, of course, marrying Jennifer Lopez doesn't hurt. But he feels like that could be, him, talking on NBC about the Olympics or, bike riding or whatever it is. But he doesn't feel he has the opportunity because he's been ostracized or blackballed or what have you.
Well,
So,
I think.
Listen, Tom, I'm glad you brought up
Different people look at him differently. I think.
yeah.
Why? But they do.
because he's an a-hole.
Well, so is Alex Rodriguez. I mean, he was photographed kissing himself in the mirror for the cover of Cos GQ or something. I mean, how much more of a self-centered jerk can you get?
So, you just gave a transition of
Scratch
here's
call.
Charles Barkley actually hitting balls after Pooh Bear.
106, baby.
That's what I'm laughing about. He went from a scratch call to that. In about,
No, his swing is a train wreck. I had just heard that his swing produced some fairly decent golf.
No.
Got it. Duly noted.
First of all, that's not his ball.
Wait a minute. This is really quick, so people
How
know
did
this.
he hit that into the fairway?
This is the what is this the bogey or bust challenge. So I don't know what the prize is, but if he gets a bogey or better,
Is it live?
yeah.
No,
Or
it's
is
not
this-
live. It was filmed earlier.
Oh, this was
Yeah.
filmed earlier.
Yeah, this was
All right,
filmed
so
earlier.
going back,
Either way, sorry.
you kind of transition into some other dopers.
Yep.
So obviously, I think we know how you feel about A-Rod. But what about Roger Clemens?
Yeah.
What about him?
What about Mark McGuire?
What about him? I mean, what?
Well, I mean, these guys are being blackballed into I don't know, but I don't know where. I don't know what Roger's status is with the Hall, but these guys are essentially being blackballed on Hall of Fame voting because of, the rumors or whatever of, them doping, right?
And some of those have come out and admitted to taking
yeah.
performance enhancing drugs. So there's a precedence behind that of not voting for them, and some of them have been clandestine about it and just said no, it's not me, or denied it, or I'm not going to take any questions. Like McGuire has been completely silent on the issue. He won't answer a question about it, good or bad.
Right.
Well, I
So,
mean, he
but-
showed up at that big congressional hearing on the advice of my attorney. I plead the fifth.
Correct. Well, I think the issue here is that those guys have found their way back into the public's good graces. Mark McGuire is
St. Louis. Mark McGuire.
exactly. He's the hitting coach. He's back into coaching. Clemens has been doing things. So there's people that are essentially allowed to come back and be okay, and then there's people that haven't. So,
Okay.
so like Sammy Sosa hasn't been. I don't know how much he's tried to come back, but Manny Ramirez hasn't tried to do anything. So Lance, I think Lance's point.
Oh, what would
It's gotta be
happen if
personality, too.
What would happen if Tom Brady got busted for PEDs like 2 games in this season?
Oh God.
Like, I'm just saying, it happened when Manny came to him.
I would take these 2 screwdrivers
Why?
and I'd stab them into my eyes and
If
poke
it's
them
gonna-
out.
If it's
I'm
going to
saying it
happen,
happened when Manny came to Tampa. Pooh Bear, you and I got to see Manny in a Rays uniform.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
here, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen while he's in Tampa. I mean, it's just the way it is for Tampa.
All right. Anyways, I feel bad about that. I probably completely just jinxed the season.
Wow. This guy.
I seek your
Well-
forgiveness. All right. So here's the thing. So
What about Pete Rose? Pete Rose is banned from all of
Pete Rose
baseball.
deserves to be back in baseball.
He what?
Pete Rose deserves to be back in baseball.
Okay.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. I look at these players like Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden, like cokehead. Which one is a worse example for my children? Cokehead Darryl Strawberry or Pete Rose?
So what Pete Rose did was a violation against the entire game. If baseball isn't honest, if it's not competitive, if it turns into the WWE, no one's watching.
But isn't that what like
He's the
Roger
hit
Clemens did? I mean, if you're going to cheat, aren't you cheating the entire game?
Right. Roger Clemens has
Alex
a
Rodriguez?
Cy Young World Series. Listen, Pooh Bear and I watched Roger Clemens when he was with the Yankees. I'll never
Right.
forget this.
The sound when it hit the glove.
They were playing the Rays in Tampa, and Roger Clemens was pitching in a close game. It was like a 1-run game. It might have been 1-0, New York. And the Rays get 2 runners on with no outs in like the 8th inning, and not a soul gets up in the bullpen. And this dude struck out the side. And Pooh Bear is right. When it would hit the glove, it echoed the whole
There was
stadium.
the different sound.
All of a sudden, this guy goes from throwing low 90s to straight up fire. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
So, and all that happened
But
after
wasn't
he
human
hit
at the time.
after he hit a certain age. He hit 38, 39, and it was like he's still producing at this level. And that's when people began to question, what happened? This guy wasn't throwing like this when he was 24 in Boston.
Right, but it wasn't that he was still. It's that he had a decline, and then all of a sudden he had a resurgence. And,
Yeah.
right? He had a resurgence come back, and people were like, there's just no way. This isn't natural. And it was kind of obvious. But that to me, is as big of a affront to the game as what Pete Rose did. I mean,
No, I agree, and that's why he's not in the Hall of Fame now. And it's going to take a generation or two of writers and voters to forget about that kind of stuff and get him in. And that's why I think you see the clamoring for Pete Rose now. There's very few of us that ever watched Pete Rose play ball.
right.
So we didn't realize the impact his betting on baseball had at the time.
All right, I'm going to make an unpopular statement.
Again,
Hold on.
Again.
Bell is
Go
ready.
ahead.
I'm going to make an unpopular statement. Because Barry Bonds is another one. Okay? Also
Okay.
getting blackballed for the Hall.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, a complete jerk. Right? The guy's not beloved by I don't know anybody. But
Right.
he is the all-time home run leader. Here's my thing. At that time or era in Major League Baseball, they were all cheating. The pitchers were juiced, the hitters were juiced, and Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds still hit a shit ton of home runs. Just let it go.
Well, but the
I don't know.
you're not exactly right. Greg Maddux was not on PEDs. Tony Gwynn was not on PEDs. Terry Pendleton not on PEDs.
But it was a level playing field. They were going against guys who were also not on PEDs. In this era of Major League Baseball, they were all on PEDs.
I can't.
No,
see
that's
it.
what I'm saying. The same era you're speaking of. I just mentioned 4 players from that era that are no. There's no way,
And tell me, Tony Gwynn wasn't a
Been in
heck of a
wheelchair
player. I
for
mean,
3 years already.
huh?
Pendleton hadn't played in like 3 years.
Till when? He was.
I'm
They were on the same field with the Pirates when Barry Bonds played against the Braves.
talking when Barry Bonds was with the Giants.
Okay,
When Roger Clemens was a Yankee.
so late '90s, Greg Maddux was still playing then. Randy Johnson still playing then.
Well, we don't know they weren't juiced. I'm just saying.
I can tell you, Greg Maddux wasn't juiced. He wouldn't have thrown 88 miles an hour.
I don't remember what that report was that MLB did on the use of PEDs. What was it called? It was called the something report. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it blends in with the Star Report and all the other stuff from that time.
Their report was that an overwhelming percentage of Major League Baseball players had been using PEDs.
Correct. No, I agree with the sentiment that
Overwhelming percentage.
if you're going to compare Roger Clemens being on his best level with the aid of performance enhancing drugs, pitching against Barry Bonds and his best level, that's fine. But that's not the case. You also have people like Chipper Jones, who is known to be not on steroids or PEDs, batting
So
against.
What would you do if you found out he was?
Oh, I'd cry. I probably would cry.
Well, and then here's the thing too. You know, if you're going to be in the Hall of Fame, let's just use that as what we're trying to judge these guys by. You know, the Barry Bonds or Mark McGwire, what they did wasn't them. I don't. You know, you can say they were going against other people. It wasn't them, so they're not the ones getting in the Hall of Fame. It was a drug-enhanced version of them, so they weren't that good. Now, would they be that good compared to other people who weren't enhanced? Perhaps. I get it. But no, the Hall of Fame should be, you know, it's
The
an
best, the
honor.
best.
And it naturally, and it's got to be it's an honor. You know,
Yeah.
I can't go along with Level and say let it go.
The crime of it is that people like Barry Bonds would probably have made the Hall anyway. He was already a terrific player, probably the best, in the National League at the time.
Right.
And yet he just continued to go on and enhance. Now, was it because his body was breaking down, he wasn't able to recover as well as he used to? I don't know. Was it because he was competing? Maybe the guy that was coming up from behind him in AAA was really pushing. He's like, oh, I don't want to lose my spot. I don't know. But the fact is, he was already a good player before then. Ken Griffey Jr., again, known not to have taken performance-enhancing drugs. Arguably the best player from that era that wasn't.
Listen, if Junior Griffey doesn't
I had
get
my hand
hurt-
up.
Oh,
now we raise our hands when we want
Well,
to
I can't get a word in.
you've got a bell.
I was going to use the bell, but I put my hand up instead.
The bell's been frowned
So-
upon. We've already heard about that. So
Go.
go ahead.
So we're talking about the Mitchell report.
Is that
Yes.
Okay, that's, yes.
All right. First things first. Courtney, yes. Matty Ho and I are in the same house.
Watch this.
Okay.
See?
Moving on. That's Matt's arm. So the one thing I found interesting about the Mitchell report is that they decided it would not be beneficial to do a comprehensive investigation of every player in Major League Baseball that was on PEDs. And I think the reason why they said that is because it was going to be an overwhelming number that would have been positive.
Yeah.
So I think, Brian, you have a point here, and I am more than happy to let it go.
Well, thank you to Google.
Okay. So
Boom!
if you take that, do they get into the Hall of Fame anyway?
Yes.
Oh,
It was that era of baseball.
No.
It was the PED era of baseball.
where's the honor part of it?
Yes, it is a black eye on the game. 100%.
No.
But what I'm saying is
But how do you let him in the Hall then?
because it was very likely an even playing field. if the guy throwing gas
It
at
wasn't.
you is on
It wasn't
team
people
and
playing.
you're still jacking them out of the ballpark,
I'm against
you know,
it. No. If you want to say let it go, all right, and let them back to commentate or do whatever they're going to do now in the sport or whatever, that could be one discussion. Put him in the Hall of Fame? No. Because that's so disrespectful to the people who are in there legitimately.
listen, Johnny Gomes, PEDs or no?
I think so.
Johnny Gomes just rage. Just rage.
I think so.
The enforcer.
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes.
I'm
to
going
that.
to say you're probably right because he was an average ball player playing
Yeah.
in Major League Baseball.
Right. So
Still a
now,
fan favorite.
to me, there's a bigger discussion and probably a more valid discussion that needs to take place on how the actual voting for Hall of Fame players takes place. Currently, it's done by writers, and there has to be a overwhelming majority. I think it's an 80% mark for a player who is eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame. I think that is wrong. I think it needs to change. I think there needs to be a weighted vote based on players, coaches, maybe even the fans, because it just seems that writers aren't the best judge of character or judge of performance anymore.
I'm going to disagree, Pooh Bear. And
Okay.
No, I'm not totally with you. I'm not totally disagreeing. But here's my thing. The writers that are voting are the ones that are following teams, right?
Yes, they're the beat reporters.
We are four average Joes who watch baseball for fun. Those guys watch baseball for a living.
Correct. But they let things like Barry Bonds is a jerk get in the way because they're in the locker room trying to get an interview with the guy, and that is going to skew their opinion. Well, I'm not going to vote for him because he would never give me an interview.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can't go with just statistics.
No, well, no, there needs to be some other metrics in there, but I think widening the net of voters and criteria, I think, is what I'm advocating for.
That's as much of a black eye on the game as the PEDs then.
What's that?
If you're unwilling to vote for a player because he didn't give you an interview when you requested one,
Yep.
come on. Not only that, you're not allowed to cover the team anymore.
Well, but this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing we're hearing from the actual voters when they say, "Why won't you vote for Barry Bonds?" Well, he wasn't nice to me. He didn't grant me an interview when I wanted to. Why aren't you voting for Sammy Sosa? Well, because he's not in the country. I can't. He won't give me an interview right now. Mm-hmm. That doesn't have a place on whether or not the guy performed during a certain time frame that requires or would elicit the election into a Hall of Fame. And not to mention the 80% thing. You have to get 80% of writers to agree with you before you can elect, somebody. It took Mariano Rivera to be the first unanimous Hall of Fame selection.
Right, but so the idea behind it is that the writers are professionals, right? Just like the
Yes.
players can be professionals. So if you have a high threshold, it kind of takes out the personal opinions of one guy, personal influences, and you're dealing with professionals who can take their emotions out of it and make honest judgments based on all the.
Well, can they? Because we just got done talking about professionals that cheated their way all the way through playing baseball.
Right. Okay, but we also just talked about how not every player was cheating.
Yes. No, I agree. And I think
That's why
the
there's a high
writers I think the writers should have a say. But I also think that coaches should have a say. I think fans should have a say. I think other sports maybe give the NFL a vote into just widen the net so you can see from different aspects why someone belongs into this hallowed ground.
Right. Well, you're not going to change my mind. They should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Boom, mic drop. All right, we have come.
You're fired from the main event, by the way.
Come on.
There's going to be a reduction in salary in next week's paycheck.
Sheesh. I want a refund.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the hour and a half mark. We've been going strong night. Well, not strong. I'm not going to say that. That's a lie.
It was a
'Cause
rough hour.
That first half hour.
For about 25 minutes.
Whew. So yeah, if you're watching this on replay, zoom in or fast forward to about a 30-minute mark before we get started.
They've already seen all that if they're at this
Hey,
point.
Cliff
This is true.
happened a couple times. We're sorry.
We don't even know. There's phone calls and whatnot. So we hope you enjoyed the parts that were actually good. The rest of it, we didn't expect you to enjoy that anyway.
We'll do better next week.
We will do better next
We
week.
will do better next week.
We're just getting used to this. We're using this new streaming platform called StreamYard. It is it is something that allows us to do a simulcast between both Facebook and YouTube, and we can interact better with our viewers that reply with comments. We can put in some captions and some comments and banners on the bottom of the screen. So we'll be doing some more of that once we get better at this. But if you do like what you see here, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like this program. The program.
Ring that bell.
Ring the bell. Matt loves the bell. He wants you to ring it. Makes him
Ring the
happy.
bell. Yeah.
We'll be back to do this again next Sunday at 7 o'clock.
And really quick, if you are watching it, watch it live on Sundays at 7, and then you put in your comments so we can see them while we're doing the show.
That's right. We want to interact with you.
Yeah. All right.
Chief?
I'm out.
He's done. He's ringing the bell on himself.
Gentlemen, have a great night.
Be love.
Bye,
We're
guys.
done?
Hey guys.
We're gone. Take care, guys.
Have a great
Bye.
night, guys. Hey, happy Memorial Day.
No. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I got something to say about that too.
Oh,
Wow.
go
All
ahead.
right.
This is
No. It is important.
It is important.
Tomorrow is Memorial Day. Remember why we have Memorial Day. It is a day set aside to think about the soldiers that gave their life defending this country. So as you're having your barbecues, riding your boat, doing whatever it is you're doing, remember that it is actually a solemn day. We're supposed to be paying respects to those families. And it's important to me, and I'm sure it's important to the rest of the guys on the panel here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
Good night.
Dip.
There's like 4 clicks to get to the end broadcast.